Go.
Hello, everyone. Cheers. Welcome to Texas on Tap with Miss Helen, along with producer Kyle. And I'm going to say we have some awesome music to look at this week. I have just been going over and over and over what you have, what I have, and then listening to some things in addition. I did get outside the whole box with music this week. I'm excited.
You were digging in, huh?
Oh, yeah. Digging into some old memories with the two that I have this week.
Yeah, I really, really like one. I mean, I like both of your songs a whole lot, but one of your two is been stuck in my head ever since you sent it earlier this week, and it's super awesome. So I'm excited to talk about that one. Also, I gotta say, with your shades closed behind you, it looks like it's like a nice fall, maybe like cooler than usual day outside.
No, no, no. No, as a matter of fact, Ron just went to go get on the tractor and I was like, get your straw hat on. Oh, I don't need it. Like I think this is going to be the hottest day of the year because we've been overcast and rainy. So now
Mm.
the heat is on. It's hot out there today. But it's that time. And you can kind of smell back to school in the air and last minute vacations for the families, at least in my area anyway. I'm sure in yours also.
Yep, it definitely is that time, but it's going by quick. Like you said, school is almost back already. You know, shows even with booking and stuff on my end, you're starting to see some venues that don't book as much during the summer start to pick back up into action, obviously because the college kids are back in town and stuff like that. So it's rolling.
True, true. Yes,
All
rolling,
right,
rolling through.
let's do this thing. You want to kick it off?
Yes, I'm going to start off with Thomas Michael Riley. He has a new radio release out. Everyone is going to love this. It's so soulful. It's just so natural. It just puts you at peace. It's just a good listening song. And it's a devoted person on Copperhead Watch. And I had the pleasure of meeting Thomas Michael O'Reilly many years ago. He came here to Matagorda, and he is just the nicest guy, and he is so tall. And his
Mm,
voice is amazing. He's done so much in Texas country music internationally as well. But I love the vibe on the intro of this song, starting off with the 44 acres found peace. I love the outdoor descriptions as the song is written. All the world makes sense from right here. I love the one shot of Jack, a toast to this land. Find your soul on Copperhead Watch. And no matter what, he can't leave. No matter how his friends, on this, the character that's in the song, no
yeah,
matter how his friends are trying to tear him away from Copperhead Watch, he's not going anywhere. I just love the groove of the whole song. And Thomas Michael Riley, if you know him, you know what a legend he is. So
yeah.
great one. That's out at Texas Country Radio. And it's also on streaming as well. So you can go download that for your weekend enjoyment. And now we're going to open the tap room door. I'm so glad to see him back. This is someone from my area that I also know as well. I've introduced him before. I had him on radio. I used to love playing his songs in the morning. I'll get into that. I need to just zip it because I want you just to sit back, drop everything you're doing. This is Junior Gordon, Believing is Seeing. Junior Gordon is back. Believing is Seeing is the name of the single, obviously, when nobody else does. It's all how you look at things. It's all in the perspective. It's just such a song of hope. I love starting out with Up on That John Deere. What do some people see? And I just love how the perspective is. It's how you look at things. Faith is more than just a feeling. Give more when you want to give up. You give more when you want to give up. But I encourage you, if you're not familiar with Junior Gordon, he has some great songs. I used to love I'm Breaking In, Big, Mexicoma. And interestingly enough, this particular song was produced by Stormy Cooper. And so I know it's already charting on the T3R super duper high. I just wanted to make everyone aware of it. And hello to Junior Gordon. If you're listening, I don't know if you remember me, always been one of my favorites, and he's from my region. So I love when I can spotlight on Texas on Tap someone from my area. So great, solid song. Another one to download for your listening pleasure this weekend. Just a great positive song to have in your library.
Absolutely. I totally agree. All right, let's keep the tap room doors open. Cody Hibbard dropped his new, highly anticipated full length album today. It's called Long Ride in a Short Bed. And this is my favorite song from the record. It's called Had It Been a Boy. Helen, you already mentioned this one hit you deep. It's just a perfect dad song, specifically girl dad, obviously. But, you know, that main line in the hook is I wouldn't be the man I am had it been a boy. I just really enjoyed hearing Cody kind of strip it down, get vulnerable as all hell with this one. Like, you know, it's just true to the point. There's no fluff. It is exactly what it is, and you know, I'm not a parent, and it still struck a chord with me. So really good stuff. The rest of the record's pretty rock and roll, so I also like the kind of dynamic shift there, and I think that's why this one kind of stood out to me a bit more than the others.
Yeah, and I have a couple of things to say on that song. I swear, it's like, my son's name is Cody, and this song right here, I'm sending over to him because it's such a Cody song. But I listened to the whole album because I listen to Cody Hibbard all the time. I mean, I was so happy when he came on the podcast. But another good listen on there is Right Behind You.
Mm, yep.
Oh, it's a grandpa song. It made me cry, but it's like the whole but yeah, but I love that he has the upbeat song. He has a song with Aaron Watson on there,
Yep.
Thousand Horses, and it's just like a picture book. I mean, it's just like you just open up the book of Cody Hibbard on this album. So absolutely loving it. I have it downloaded and I'll be listening to it all weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be doing the same. And then moving on, Tyler Halverson dropped a new one this week. It's called Closer. It starts out with a cool little drum machine. It's real quiet, and then his vocals drop in full force, hit you in the face right away. It's just such a fun vibe overall. It's a solid love song. It's nothing too complex, pretty easy to understand lyrically, and I'm a sucker for that. Just simple lyrics. Killer harmonica solo. I've listened to this song maybe 4 or 5 times, and it's one of those that's grown on me more and more every time. Every time I sing it, it's like, oh wow, I feel like I've known this song for years and years. So I think Tyler kind of has a way of doing that with a lot of his stuff, but maybe I'm just a big fan. Who knows?
Yes. Well, it's a great song, and I just love the whole groove of it. And like you said, keeping it simple tells a story, and it's a nice vibe. Another great one for to add to your music catalog and your library this week. All these songs are just so good.
Absolutely. And speaking of good, let's talk about our friends at More Than Music Creations making better than good, handmade, one of a kind jewelry using recycled guitar strings from your favorite Texas country artists. You can head over to morethanmusiccreations.com to check out everything they've got. There's a Texas Toast line, there's specific lines for all kinds of other artists. There's also some specialty one off lines that Michaela's making. So go check it out. If you're into jewelry, it's really really cool stuff. A portion of the proceeds go to benefit a charity here in the Austin area for the music industry. So all kinds of good stuff, great people, and a great product. So go show them some love.
Love their stuff. Have you ever wondered how artists like Treaty Oak Revival, Red Clay Strays, and Aaron Watson maintain the high quality and high demand for their merchandise? CH Lone Star Promo is the answer. Created in Texas to serve Texas artists, and they're currently offering 15% off on all merch orders from musicians. Visit chlonestarpromo.com to get started and tell them Texas Toast sent you.
I was reading the other day that it takes at least $1 million to break an artist. That's a ton of change, and it can feel overwhelming. But with social media leveling the playing field, you just need an effective strategy to release your music. Check out Release Rocket to ensure your single does not die after release day. You've already put time, effort, and tons of money into writing and recording your album. Let the guys at Release Rocket keep your new release alive.
Okay, let's look at Texas Regional Radio report for this week. Coming in at number 1 is our friend Jordan Rayner with Painted Horses.
Yeah.
Looking at the Texas country music chart, there's some exciting stuff going on this chart. First of all, congratulations to Chuck Weimer. He debuted this week in the top 100 at number 83. Also,
Oh.
Paige Lewis debuted in the top 100 at 93. So two great songs there, two hardworking Texas artists. So congratulations to them on the success they had this week on the Texas country music chart. Number 1 this week is Ken Fo with My Kinda Weathered. And so I'm looking at the charts, and I'm also going to go to CD Extraction Texas. Okay, everybody, let's pull for Drew Fish because Blue Sky Goodbye is sitting at number 4 stacked up on this chart behind yeah. Come on, come on. All right, made it through that with the intermittent internet.
Yeah, we're hanging in there. It's been a little choppy for us the past couple weeks. We've had some internet issues. We've had
Yes.
all kinds of scheduling issues, but we're still here. Also, on that note, I want to apologize to everybody for the delay today. I had some personal matters to. Normally, we record on Thursdays, and I was a little bit tied up yesterday, so we're recording on Friday. This will be out if you're listening to it as soon as I can get it out. Hopefully Friday
Yes.
evening. But yeah, thanks for bearing with us. And also this morning I was out with our buddy Steve Anthony recording a new video, filming a new video. So that'll be a lot of fun in the next couple days. I did want to mention a few streaming releases also. First of all, Hayden Haddock dropped a new song last week, and he's our guest on this coming week. So that'll be a lot of fun. Garrison Nunn, previous guest of the show, just dropped a new song today to streaming called 49ers. Noah Bowman, who was a previous guest of the show,
Oh, yes.
Awesome young rock dude. Dropped a new song today as well. And then also going back a few weeks, but I meant to talk about this, that Twisters movie that came out. Did you see
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
soundtrack?
yes,
Have you
yes.
listened
I
to it?
did. I did look at the whole thing, and I've
It is
listened to some
crazy.
because I know it is crazy. We talked about that. Yes, yes, yes. I want
Like
to go
all
see the
of
movie so bad too.
Yeah, I want to go. I'll probably make some time to go see it this weekend. Somehow I don't have anything going on, so we'll probably make the time. But it's so crazy, and it's like it made me feel proud listening through it because all the songs are so good. But then you see you know like the big names like the Jelly Rolls
Yes.
and Lainey Wilson and stuff like that, Luke Combs. But then you think of like the trials and tribulations and all the hardship that Jelly Roll's gone through. But then you also think of like our favorites like Tyler Halverson's on there and Dylan
Hmm.
Gossett's on there and Tanner Ursey's on there, and it's just so cool seeing those guys also on this same soundtrack with everybody else, like Flatland. And I don't know, I felt like almost emotional listening through it. So if you guys haven't gone and checked that out, it's so freaking awesome. All the songs are so good. It's such a great mix of different musical country styles, but also like big mainstream artists with some of our red dirt artists. So I just love it. I thought it was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time.
Hmm. You know, speaking of twisters and speaking of Mother Nature, I had a round with Mother Nature last weekend. And of course, Kyle knows last weekend was my favorite day of the year when me and the girls go offshore and fish our mermaid tournament, our ladies offshore tournament, and we ran into some trouble, bad trouble. Like we got out and we should have known when we left the jetty. It was already storming that morning. We let the lightning kind of die down. We got a later start than the 6 a.m. normal. They do the fireworks at the jetties. We bust the jetties and we go traveling out to our spot. Well, not so much this year. We got about 20 miles out. Well, let me back up. First, we stopped to catch bait at the first rig, and it was like 5 to 6 foot seas, which should have been our sign. There was black skies around us. We went on out 20 miles, fished a shrimp boat. The boat's rocking and rolling. We went ahead to our spot, but we thought that the weather was going to diminish during the day as the forecast called for. So, Mother Nature in the water, not so much, doesn't work like that. Long story short, we got about 40 miles out. All of a sudden, these roller clouds started coming in, lightning started dropping around us. The seas picked up to 10 to 12. Yeah. Get the life jackets out, get on the back bench of the boat and parade for another 20 miles while we went through that mess. Up and down,
Jesus.
dropping. It was a mess. And it's like I've been out in rough stuff before, but it was like we were never so thankful to get back to the harbor and to see my Matagorda family and my fishing family and my community. Like it was like we held in there. We were tough, we were strong, we were soaked. It was a total disaster mess. We were thankful to be alive, but it was like it literally was one of those moments where you wanted to kiss the ground when you got back, like
Yeah,
when you got back to land. And
man.
then once we weighed in our kingfish, we did get a kingfish, lost a link right at the boat, but we did weigh in a kingfish. And the thing is, there was 38 boats entered in the tournament, only 6 went out. We were one of the 6. And but once we weighed in our kingfish and we all started hugging and everybody was coming to the boat, that's when the tears flowed. It was just like it was very emotional. I'm like, yeah, it'll give you it'll definitely make you look at life in a different way, for sure.
Were you
Experience
guys
like that.
were y'all getting air on those seas coming back? I mean, like, were
Oh
you?
yeah. Oh heavens, yes. Oh
That is
yes. It
so
would we would
crazy.
go up and it would drop, so you needed to brace your
Yeah.
rear end.
Oh
Yeah, and
God.
and then my situation with my spine and that nerve thing going on. So I don't know what my spine specialist found because I went to get cured this week. I went to get that epidural steroid injection because I needed help there, and he told me not to go on any bad boat rides
Oh God.
because he also fishes. He's an angler also, so we
I
have that
see.
in common. And so he told me one of the things he said, do not get in any rough seas right now with your back or from now on.
Yeah.
You're already tore up. You are tore up. And I think a lot of it has been some bad boat rides. So the worst boat ride ever happens
Mm,
like 2 days before I go get the injection. So lesson learned, it's life, bonding moment with the girls, and that's the thing I always talk about with that tournament is we always have so much fun. We have precious memories on the back of the boat. There's nothing like back of the boat conversations. There was no conversations. The only conversations I had was with God for
mm,
that 20 miles
God.
till we finally got back up. We were happy to be in 6 foot seas. That's how bad it was. So anyway, that's my story. I'm here.
Man, Well, we're happy
It-
you're here.
it's not gonna keep me off the water. I'm still gonna be fishing, but
Yeah.
yeah, follow your instinct because my instinct was telling me, turn the hell around, turn around. We got to
Mm.
get out of this. And I don't know. Anyway, I'm
Oh
here. So
man.
happy to see Kyle. So happy to see Kyle. Listen to this great music. And oh, speaking of this week also, I want to go ahead and promo talking about Dusty Moten on the podcast. It just made my day after a rough weekend, and Dusty came on. We interviewed him earlier in the week, and of course, it was released on Tuesday. I guess he came on Monday, and it was so good to see his face. And that whole interview, if you haven't listened to anything full out for a while, I encourage everyone to go back and listen to that. And then congratulations to Dusty because they got the Texas Country Music Association emailed out yesterday the songwriter finalist, and he came in the finals for
Fender bender.
yeah, just went blank. Fender Bender.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. I was getting there. But anyway, it's been an exciting week. Week and a half or two or three or four.
Definitely
I've been through
exciting. And
storm surge, hurricane, almost died offshore, and now we're at the good part. The finish line's coming.
yeah, it sounds like you should stay indoors and just watch the Olympics all weekend.
Seeing is believing, right? That's how you see
Man.
it.
Yeah. Before we wrap this up, I did want to talk. I wanted to do just a short little Olympics segment because we've never had the opportunity to do that since we're not more than 4 years old. So it's exciting. This is the first time the Olympics have ever happened. I don't know if you give a shit at all, but I wanted to see what your favorite Olympics activities are or what sports.
Well, I honestly haven't had time to watch the Olympics, but I'm going to tell you what I did have. I accidentally got to watch the gymnastics yesterday
Mm,
when they did the individual, and Simone did the floor exercise and took the gold. I did sit down. I dropped everything for that. Of course, I'm supposed
yeah.
to be resting anyway, but you know me, I can't. I got to be moving. I got to be doing something. So I did watch that, and I would say gymnastics is my favorite. I like track and field and ice skating in the winter and skiing in the
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah, I've always kind of leaned more winter too, so it's a bummer that we don't get any of the exciting winter stuff right now. But I accidentally sat down and watched some rowing the other day, and that might be my favorite one now. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Really cool.
So we were in Colorado last week, and we took some kayaks out, and I was like thinking, oh, this is cool. We're good at this. And then watching these guys do this rowing or not rowing, sorry, I guess they call it maybe it's called rowing, maybe it's kayaking, but they're going down like the fast, rapid river, right? And they have to do these flips between these poles, and it's like just the craziest like core strength workout I've ever seen in my life. So that's probably, at least in my opinion, the most impressive one. The gymnastics, obviously, female gymnastics specifically, is outstanding and so entertaining to watch. I watched a little bit of the 3-on-3 basketball, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I think I'm looking forward to the individual skills gymnastics and the sprinting track and field like you were talking about as well the most.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm. Yeah,
okay,
and
well, I
there's
just
always
wanted to
somebody.
cover that.
Yeah, I know it. That's always been so exciting. Don't they have the Olympics more than they used to? It seems like when I was a kid, it was every 4 years, and it seems like now it's like every time you turn
Well,
around.
no, I mean they do Summer Olympics every 4 and the winter every other 4. So it's every 2 years basically.
Okay, gotcha. There it is. There
Yeah,
it is. Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that was for all you sports fans out there. We're just I've been watching a lot of Astros. You'd be proud of me.
That's awesome. I have
Yeah.
not been as faithful this year as I have, but I have been watching the games, and I was really upset when we lost Joey. I was
Yeah, it
upset
was
about Joey
sad.
leaving.
How do
I
you
loved
how do you feel about
him.
Loper?
Yes.
Or sorry, I was thinking Loper because you said Joey. How do you feel about Montero getting he's on waivers?
I don't know. I guess it'll all
We're
work.
gonna
It'll all work itself
we'll
out.
we'll see. We're gonna owe that dude lots of money for nothing. But
What about no, no, let's talk about McCullers. Do you want me to go down that road with McCullers?
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, it's like he came in, he came in, you know, years and years ago, and he's been, you know, had his problems. I love McCullers, but on the other hand, it's like, how are they dealing with this? I mean,
Yeah,
he's in HEB commercials. He opened a coffee whiskey chain, and it's like in Minute Maid Park, and
yeah,
he's not playing. It's like, hey, we need some help here. Like we're in a battle,
yeah.
and I guess he's a good bench coach.
I don't know. He must be doing something for the
Cheerleader.
morale of the team. It's got to be, right? Because, like you said, he's hardly played a quarter of a season for the last 7 years
I mean,
or whatever.
I literally went back and looked at all the stats like earlier in the season, and I don't have it right here right now, but I
Yeah.
did go through and I looked at a timeline, and that's when the reality hit me of what's really going on, and it was like,
Yeah. I
oh
mean,
my gosh,
it's crazy.
yeah.
But like you said, I've never really thought about that way, but he must be doing something for the morale of the team. I don't know how much he's making, but somehow they're justifying it because Rafael Montero, they're about to pay $30+ million to leave. So
Oh Lord, help us.
hopefully this new dude Yasuki or whatever his name is comes in clutch, helps us
I
wrap
hope
up the
so.
season.
I hope so. I hope so. But
So,
yeah, but it's getting exciting, and it's like, and Ron always talks this, they're sandbagging. And I'm telling you, no, they are not sandbagging in May and June. And he's like, see, I told you they were sandbagging. I'm like, whatever. You should
yeah.
hear the baseball talk around here. It's crazy. As you can only imagine.
Oh man, I can't imagine. Okay, cool. Well, we'll keep you guys updated on Strohs as that goes, as if you're not watching. But Helen will get more and more involved as the season goes. I like this position that I'm in though, because it seems like I've been watching more than you for the first time.
No, I've been watching. I just haven't been paying attention. I got to pay attention. I got to go
I
back to
see.
school.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, good seeing you. Glad you're alive. And let's talk to Hayden Haddock next week.
Looking forward to that. Cheers, everyone. Have a great, safe weekend.
Cheers.